hope, love, pride. Presented by Waymo.
Well, all throughout Pride Month, KPIX has really committed to celebrating the history, highlighting the challenges, and showcasing the unique stories of the LGBTQ community. And people have long been drawn to the arts for their celebration of truth and beauty, often finding echoes of their own experience transformed in a play or a musical or in the pages of a novel.
But gay writers haven't always enjoyed complete freedom of expression and have sometimes faced censorship, even if their work was published. KPIX5 reporter Devin Fehely sat down with a pair of authors to discuss the courage required to put their authentic selves on the page.
There have always been gay writers and artists, but for much of modern history, their most personal stories have been left at the margins. Memoirs penned in invisible ink, peopled with characters unseen, unheard, and effectively erased.
Quite frankly, the drive to erase us is very real. So that means the resistance has to be real.
Author Laine Castillo was a bright and bookish child.
I loved books because I was deeply invested in books.
But even her favorite books, she says, were at best imperfect mirrors, rarely reflecting the reality of her experience in their pages.
You would read books and it was just patently obvious that the books had never conceived of someone like me reading this book, especially if you read a book and they made some passing comment about like a Filipino houseboy or, you know, a Filipino seductress.
Elaine is the child of immigrant Filipino parents, a daughter of the city of Milpitas, and a proud bisexual woman. Those strands of her identity braided together form the backdrop of her debut novel, America Is Not the Heart.
If there's a story that you want to read and it hasn't been written yet, you know, write it.
Elaine credits her loving and accepting parents for enabling her to be her authentic self, an authenticity that now infuses her art.
My parents were surprisingly progressive. I never had to feel that because of who I might end up with or who I might not end up with, I might lose the love of my parents.
But unconditional love is not a luxury afforded all LGBTQ artists.
My parents wanted me to be a frou-frou, pink tutu ballerina girl, and I fought that because that didn't seem like me.
Gabrielle Tullovic, president of the board of San Jose's Billy DeFrank Center, is in the process of writing a memoir. She says her mother's expectations of her as a child felt like a corset, or frankly, a straitjacket, ill-fitting, suffocating, and unnatural.
Back then, all I could say was no. I'm not feminine and I'm not butch. I'm not, you know, a tomboy. I'm not that. But I didn't have the language for what I was.
Now Tullovic describes herself as non-binary and as a lesbian. Back then, she just felt different somehow.
I've always felt like I'm different, but I don't feel bad different.
She hopes her memoir will someday soon sit alongside the thousands of other books, works of LGBTQ fiction and nonfiction curated by the Center, one of the largest collections in the South Bay.
It's good to know that our people exist because in a strange sort of way, libraries bring your culture alive.
Gabrielle and Elaine both say they are troubled by efforts in other states to ban LGBTQ books or block them from being part of a school's curriculum.
This is a classic tactic of a culture that wants to squash difference by getting rid of the books.
Being an artist is rarely easy. Conjuring worlds from a blank page requires work and imagination and a dedication to the craft. And for LGBTQ artists, moving their stories from the margins to the main page is an act of courage, one keystroke at a time. Devin Fehely, KPIX 5.
Castillo's newest book, How to Read Now, a collection of essays exploring issues of identity and art, will be released next month.